Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a silver stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 13th day of February 2023, I'd like to do two things before I welcome you over to JM Bullion. First thing is, we are going to do something huge this morning, and that is, an unboxing of the Vault Box. Yeah, 9 a.m. this morning on Son of a Silver Stacker channel. It's going to be huge. Alert, Lucky Ducks live Vault Box unboxing today at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be tremendous, I'm telling you. It's going to be tremendous. Now, next thing I'm going to do is welcome and thank all of our channel members. Really couldn't do this without you. Really appreciate all the support you give. Much love to all y'all. Now over here to JM Bullion. 2023 1-ounce American Silver Eagle coin. We're going to go over that price here in a second. Now, check this out. Well, that was trippy. Now, gold is down right now, 981 to 1863.58. Silver's down 17 cents to 22.08. Platinum down 770 to 955.35. And palladium up 442 to 1593.92. I almost thought of that Oldsmobile right there. So here we go. American Silver Eagle BU. We're looking at 38.51 to 28.08. So yeah, we're looking at that particular, what is it? 38.51. And we got the mathematics right here. And we multiply, we subtract 22.08. Yeah. And we're going to get 16.43 on those premiums right now. Yeah, it's still pretty steep, aren't they? Now, let's go over here to the United States Mint's bullion sales by month. All right. We did check these out on Sunday's video. That was yesterday. And we have totals for February, the first week of February. And they're actually kind of alarming. The largest amount of sales, not mintages, were the 1/10 ounce, folks. And this data suggests that people are not buying United States Mint bullion products. And does that mean we could see a very low mintage for 2023 American Bullion Eagle sales? Yeah, that would be something I think we need to watch for. Now, here we go. The United States Mint product schedule right here. And we know, oh boy, I got to tell you, on my vacation, went to St. Augustine, Florida, and I was passing out these coins to fourth grade teachers to give to their students who knew about the Underground Railroad, as well as homeless people in that city. It was a wonderful city, beautiful town. Definitely would look forward to going back. But yeah, it was a targeted release of, I brought a whole bag, I think, of the Denver, Ohio innovation coins. So they were amazing. And people were they were really surprised. They really liked them. They had really a good response by everybody. Yeah, you're getting free money, but they were really interested in the coins and the Underground Railroad. So here we go. We're at February 14th date. That's tomorrow. And we're looking at the American Women Quarters 2023 rolls and bags featuring Bessie Coleman. There she is right there. And let's face it, if you are enrolled or subscribed to any of these products here that you see, 23, you've got your subscription processing, all right? And you probably were charged. And I would imagine they will go out today, being shipped today, I would think, if everything's good to go. Isn't that incredible? So let's go over some of the more interesting facts of Bessie Coleman. And that's going to be the focus of today's video. Well, I got some other stuff to show you too, but that's the plus ones. Here we go. American Women Quarters 2023 rolls and bags, Bessie Coleman. And we have new prices. These were $40. That's the bags. They used to be $40. The 2-roll set, I believe that was $36 or so. And then the 3-roll set, well, now we're looking at $20 per roll. So that was up $6 as well, because that was $54. So there you go. Now it says here, be one of the first to own the 2023 American Women Quarters, honoring Bessie Coleman, pilot, advocate, and pioneer. Absolutely. And it says here, this Valentine's Day, share Bessie's love for flying with someone special. That's right. These come out Valentine's Day, mañana. And there is a product limit of 12,260, but I do believe there's way less than that at this moment. So household order limit of 3. And let me go ahead and check the view page source to see what's available for this particular product. Let me see. Control. There we go. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. And found it. There you go. Data available. And there you go. So they have minted 12,531 of possible 12,620. So looks like about 80 some odd less than the total product limit. All right. Now here's the description. And this is just basically a summary of what the American Women Quarter program is. So it's a 4-year program celebrating the accomplishments and contributions made by women who have shaped our nation's history and helped pave the way for generations who followed. Beginning in 2022, that was just last year, and continuing through 2025, the year before the semi-quincentennial coinage. Whoops, I just did something wicked. The Mint is issuing 5 new quarters each year featuring reverse tails designs honoring a group of prominent American women. The new quarters will honor a diverse group of notable American women who made significant contributions in a variety of fields, including suffrage, civil rights, abolition, government, humanities, science, space, and the arts. The women honored are from ethnically, racially, and geographically diverse backgrounds. So here you go. Now, Bessie Coleman was a pilot, and I can show you some really cool facts about Bessie Coleman. And this is the 42nd annual Wings Over Camarillo, that's in California, Saturday and Sunday, August 19th. 2023, gates open at 9 a.m. All right, so this is really interesting, and I'll leave a link over the description here for this particular air show. It says wingsovercamarillo.com, and it says topics history. So here we go. There you go. There's Bessie Coleman and her gear, I would imagine. It says here, she's truly an inspiration that defies stereotypes and odds with her indomitable will and passion for aviation. And it says read below to learn 7 Bessie Coleman fun facts. So here we go. Introduction. This article gives you a peek into the life of Bessie Coleman, one of the greatest assets the aviation industry ever had. Absolutely. There's some amazing stuff here. So I guess I'll accept those cookies. Why not? Now, it says here she was of mixed descent. Bessie Coleman was born in Atlanta, Georgia, on the 26th of January, so she just had a birthday passed about 3 weeks ago, 1892, into a family of African-American mother, and her father was a sharecropper who belonged to a mixed Native American and African-American descent. Bessie Coleman had 12 siblings. Wow, that's amazing. And her mom was an African-American maid. Her father moved back to Oklahoma in 1901, and he did this as a way to escape the racial discrimination he found, I guess, in Atlanta. Bessie's mother remained in Atlanta, and with that time, the rest of the family moved to Waxahachie, Texas. Wow, that's incredible. That's a fun name. Now, Bessie was a college dropout. All right. So how many people do you know that are college dropouts that were remarkably successful in life? Here we go. Bessie experienced an ordinary childhood like every average American child or African American child. She helped her mother pick cotton and wash laundry to earn extra savings. When Bessie clocked 18 years, she had saved enough money to afford Langston University in Langston, formerly known as Colored Agricultural and Normal University. After a semester, she had to drop out of college as she couldn't afford to continue her education because of a financial crisis. And it's too bad they don't really tell us what the financial crisis is, but we know when you're in a financial crisis, well, all priorities have to switch and change, right? So it says here, her brother's taunts motivated her to become a pilot. This is really interesting. So here we go. When Bessie Coleman turned 23 years old, she moved to Chicago to live with her brothers. It doesn't say how many of them. She got back into a beauty school, the Burnham School of Beauty Culture, and became a manicurist in 1915. All right, so the war started. World War II started. World War I started in 1914, went to 1918. By then, her brothers were back from serving in the military in World War I, with stories of their experiences at war. Her brother John teased her over how French women were permitted to learn how to fly airplanes, but Bessie couldn't fly. This spurred the dream to become a pilot in Bessie. She began applying to many flight schools in the country, and at the time was rejected by all but as a result of her mixed nativity and her gender. All right, Robert Abbott, the famous African-American news magazine publisher, admonished her to move to France, where she'll get to learn how to become a pilot. I think that's huge. Bessie Coleman started taking basic classes in French because the application she would write to the flight schools in France needed to be written in French. I think that's amazing, folks. So Bessie Coleman was the world's first black woman to earn a pilot's license. Here we go. And eventually, Bessie got an acceptance into the Cauldron Brothers Aviation School in Le Crotoy, France. I don't even know. I probably said that wrong, but I think I read that in this particular city, Jules Verne wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I think Joan of Arc was imprisoned in this city. So it's kind of a little bit of a famous city right on the coast in between, I think, the English Channel there. So on the 15th of June, 1921, Bessie got her international pilot's license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. She earned her 2 years, she earned hers 2 years before Amelia Earhart. Oh, that's amazing. Good to know. I didn't even know that. Who is her more famous contemporary. Bessie Coleman's dream was to have her plane and establish her aviation school. That's incredible. She honored public invitations to give speeches but wouldn't appear in places where racial discrimination against African Americans gained credence. She also used clips of her air tricks to earn money in schools, churches, and theaters. Isn't that amazing? She's like, no, not going to do it. So Bessie Coleman performed as the first African American woman to fly public in 1922. Here we go. Bessie Coleman got to fly publicly as the first African-American woman to do a flight performance in 1922. Her famous stunts include the loop-de-loops. That's amazing. Those always make me sick on the roller coaster. And making the figure 8 shape in the airplane. Her performance fascinated many people, I bet, and that would be amazing, and made her gain popularity in the United States and Europe. She would go on tours, give lessons on flights, perform at flight shows, and she was also a leader in encouraging African-American women to fly. For her flying stunts, she earned many nicknames like Queen Bess, Brave Bessie, and the only race aviatrix in the world. She was able to use her story to spur African American women to chase their dreams. Isn't that amazing? And she inspired people. And I think if we can inspire people, that's like igniting somebody else's light, isn't it? That's amazing. So here we go. 2 more bullet points, and we're going to be moving on to the plus ones here. Bessie Coleman survived her first significant flight accident 2 years into her career. Yikes, that's no good. 2 years after Bessie Coleman became a pilot, she survived a significant flight accident. In 1923, February, the engine of her airplane stopped working all of a sudden, and she crashed. She suffered a lot of injuries and was severely hurt in the crash. She survived with a broken leg, cuts on her face, and a few cracked ribs. Thankfully, she got to heal from the accident. The accident didn't make her abandon flying, and she was quick as she went back to pulling dangerous air stunts after recovering in 1925. Yeah, that's amazing. Just get back on the horse, right? The 3 off. In no time, Bessie saved enough to purchase her plane. She got a Jenny JN4, which I think is the one they're showing on the Bessie Coleman quarter, with an Ox 5 engine. After that, she returned to Tejas, Texas, to perform in her hometown. Texas was still a very much segregated place at the time, so there were 2 different entrances for African Americans and whites into this stadium. Isn't that terrible? And I think that was mandated by the government, too. That's terrible. Bessie insisted she would perform unless they had 1 entry. After several meetings, the stadiums created 1 entry point for all into the stadium, and Bessie performed. She was very popular among all races for sticking to her beliefs. Isn't that amazing? She sat where she stood. She stood where she stand. I don't even know what that means. But what I can say is that if you're able to create that kind of change and bring some equality to people, kudos to you. You are an amazing human being. Now, number 7, Bessie Coleman died 5 years into her career as a pilot. 1926, on the 30th of April, Bessie Coleman took a test flight with William Wills, who was a plane mechanic. Wills pivoted the plane while Coleman sat in the passenger seat at an altitude of 3,000 feet. In space, they discovered a loose wrench stuck in the aircraft's engine. Well, that was after, I believe, the plane was crashed. Well, Wills started having difficulty controlling the steering wheel because of that wrench, and the plane flipped over. Unfortunately, Bessie Coleman did not have a seatbelt on, and at the time, well, and the airplanes with the protection of the roof, well, she fell immediately out of the plane, and, well, you know what happened next. Wills crashed the aircraft a few feet from Coleman's body and died. Thousands of people mourned Bessie Coleman for years. A funeral service in honor of Bessie Coleman was conducted in Chicago by the famous activist Ida B. Wells Barnett. Isn't that amazing? It's a heck of a story. In 1931, 5 years after Bessie Coleman's death, the Challenger Pilots Association of Chicago started a tradition of flying to drop wreaths over the air every year over Coleman's grave in honor of her. I just got chicken skin. Oh, man. Wow. The African American women pilots formed the Bessie Coleman Aviator Clubs in 1977. A Bessie Coleman stamp was made in 1995 to remember her and all of her achievements. So imagine if you're putting together one of those shadow boxes, you could have that Bessie Coleman Mattel Barbie doll. You could have the 1995 stamp. You could have the Bessie Coleman quarter. This is amazing, folks. Really cool. So it says here, in conclusion, although her life ended abruptly in a tragic and ultimately way on the 30th of April, 1926, she left a legacy and modeled a pathway, especially for people of color in aviation. Her life continues to be a significant source of inspiration to people worldwide. That's huge. What do you think, folks? Isn't that amazing? That's huge. That's just tremendous. Good for her. What a spirit. Here we go. Now, this is eBay. All right. And we have here the 2022 American Women Quarters in a mid-state. And these are all graded. All right. 751 results. And I got to tell you, folks, these are ended recently. And I think nobody's looking at these right now. And I wanted to share that with you, okay? Because this is huge. This person got PD and S for $15 and $4.20 shipping. Yeah. What? So I would say that, look at this, 225 for a mid-state 66. Sally Ride. What? And a San Francisco strike too. Come on. Something's going on because nobody's looking at these or nobody's, I mean, what do you think, folks? Why are people getting these good deals on these particular quarters from 2022? You might want to look into that. Now over here to the plus one. Bam. This is BibleHub.com. They're telling us Proverbs 8:11. He says here, for wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire compares with her. Yow. So I'd imagine in the morning when you wake up, probably the best thing you could ever ask for is wisdom in your decision-making. Wisdom. Yeah, there you go. More precious than anything. Now let's head over here to 395.99.9 KOI and Coin News Network. This is Spandau Ballet. True. And it's the 2003 remastered remake. Yeah. So there it is, folks. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit us up this morning at 9 a.m. for Lucky Duck's live Vault Box unboxing today. This is going to be huge. Yeah, I just said that in a singing kind of way. Son of a silver stacker, out.